China has instructed its airlines to halt the acceptance of new Boeing aircraft and parts. This comes after multiple international reports claimed a Boeing jet bound for China's Xiamen Airlines made a U-turn and returned to King County International Airport. So we went to verify it firsthand. Chinese airlines are starting to reject Boeing planes due to mounting trade tensions. Boeing has now confirmed that around $1 billion in value has vanished from the U.S. economy, putting over 1.66 million American jobs in jeopardy. What exactly is unfolding in this global economic conflict in 2025, when China turned away a third shipment of Boeing 737 MAX jets, part of a $1 billion deal? It wasn't just another canceled order. It marked a massive turning point for Boeing. Its stock took a hit, the supply chain shuttered, and thousands of American workers found their jobs at risk. While Boeing was left scrambling, Airbus swiftly filled the gap, grabbing new contracts. Meanwhile, China's own aerospace firm COMAC saw a golden opportunity to grow. All of a sudden, U.S. aviation found itself at a crossroads. Is this just one lost contract, or a warning that America is slowly shutting itself off from the global market? The answer could decide the future of 1.6 million jobs and the fate of the U.S. aerospace industry itself. We dig into all of this in today's video. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. That third batch of Boeing 737 MAX planes, worth nearly $1 billion, was recently sent back by China. It's the biggest cancellation Boeing has faced since its safety issues came to light. The blow hurt more than just revenue. It hit a massive U.S. supply chain. That includes workers at Spirit Aerosystems in Wichita and engineers in Renton. Officially, China blamed delays in delivery, but there's more to the story: trade tariffs and rising political tensions. In April, President Trump raised tariffs on Chinese imports to 145%. China responded with a 125% tariff on American planes. These sky-high costs made it nearly impossible for Chinese carriers to accept Boeing aircraft, even with strong demand for flights at home. And for Boeing, this isn't just a short-term setback. China once made up 25% of its commercial sales. Now it's down to just 10%, and dropping. Boeing's place as the world's second biggest airplane manufacturer is now on shaky ground. The America First trade stance seems to have backfired. Instead of protecting U.S. industry, it drove away one of its biggest Asian customers. Airbus jumped in quickly, securing a deal to supply its A320neo jets instead. As a result, over 130 Boeing fuselages, bearing logos like Air China and China Eastern, now sit untouched in storage yards across Seattle and Moses Lake. They're baking in the sun with no clear future. Each of these jets was built specifically for Chinese airlines. To resell them to buyers in places like India or Latin America, Boeing must revamp the interiors, update systems, install new entertainment units, and repaint them. Each of these changes costs an estimated $10 to $12 million per plane, and will take at least 2 years due to part shortages and recertification delays. The financial strain keeps growing. Boeing recently admitted it's considering selling many of these tariff-impacted 737 MAX jets at steep discounts, just to keep cash moving and avoid another storage pileup like the one in 2019. Each grounded jet racks up hundreds of thousands in storage, maintenance, and loan interest. Analysts now say Boeing's losses linked to China could top $1.2 billion in 2025. As Boeing struggles, Airbus is surging ahead, expanding its A320 production lines in Tianjin. Meanwhile, China's own aerospace contender COMAC continues its steady rise. The C919, while still using LEAP engines from the GE Safran partnership, has now racked up over 1,000 orders. COMAC recently launched a larger assembly line with a goal of producing 150 jets a year. If the current momentum continues, Airbus, COMAC, and Embraer could end up splitting the market. Boeing once dominated. That canceled $1 billion deal? It wasn't just a small hiccup. It was a wake-up call about the real cost of current U.S. trade policies. When China shuts the door, Boeing loses ground, Airbus wins new business, COMAC moves ahead, and the U.S. aerospace sector slips further behind. Can America stay on top in aviation if its own trade strategies are driving buyers away? That question now lingers over rows of idle Boeing fuselages in Seattle and inside the White House, where upcoming tariff decisions could either preserve or destroy what's left of America's aircraft edge. Just 3 weeks after Boeing's billion-dollar loss, Airbus moved in silently. Instead of headlines, they signed deal after deal. In 2022, Airbus secured a landmark 292-jet order with 3 Chinese state-owned carriers, worth nearly $37 billion. By September 2024, they added 80 A320neo jets through leasing. Then came another 40 aircraft in early 2025. Altogether, that's over 420 new planes committed to Airbus, pushing its Chinese market share above 55%, making it the dominant foreign supplier in a country that was once Boeing's second home. It's not just about sales. During French President Emmanuel Macron's 2023 visit to Beijing, Airbus announced it would open a second A320neo production line in Tianjin. That factory is expected to double capacity to 12 jets per month by 2026, with delivery timelines under 2 years. Meanwhile, Boeing is stuck modifying 130 unused jets back in Seattle, planes that should have been flying in China already. COMAC is advancing too. Under its 2025 roadmap, C919 production is set to hit 50 aircraft this year. The target is to ramp up to 75 annually within 4 years and reach 150 to 200 jets per year by the end of the decade. Analysts note the C919 is priced 10–20% below both the A320neo and the 737 MAX. That cost advantage is critical, especially when tariffs are already weighing Boeing down. COMAC is now expanding into Southeast Asia. In March 2025, Vietnam's aviation authority proposed certifying the C919, so Vietjet could begin flying it by 2026. At the Singapore Air Show, Indonesian carriers like Lion Air and Garuda were invited to test the jet. COMAC sweetens deals with perks like low-interest loans and free pilot training, cutting costs in ways neither Boeing nor Airbus currently match. Right now, Airbus holds more than half the Chinese market, and COMAC is closing in fast. Boeing, meanwhile, is getting squeezed. Tariffs from the Trump era have inflated its prices, while competitors are cutting theirs and delivering quicker. Not long ago, China made up 25% of Boeing's commercial revenue. Today, that share is disappearing. Airbus gained an edge by building planes inside China, and COMAC is aiming to capture 10% of the global narrow-body market by 2030. If these trends spread across ASEAN, the fastest-growing region in global aviation, Boeing could face long-term decline. Europe is building influence through manufacturing. China is chasing independence through aerospace. And the US, for now, is isolating itself behind a wall of tariffs. Coming up next, we'll explore how pricing strategies, new technologies, and international diplomacy are helping Airbus and COMAC challenge Boeing's hold on the skies above Asia.